So Infinity Ward went ahead and decided to say that they're going to add in more custom classes very soon. Now, they didn't say for certain if they're adding it in, now or later, whenever they're adding it in, but they did say that they're working on it, which is outstanding news for me, because in Modern Warfare, I think one of the biggest issues is that it has so many different variety of weapons and attachments that you can use. Even though the M4 and the MP5 are obviously the current meta of this game, maybe having extra custom classes will change that. Because let's be honest here, Modern Warfare, like I said, has so much stuff that you can do in this game, weapon-wise and attachment-wise. But you can't hold any of that with just 5 classes. Now, yes, in one of my previous videos, I did mention that you can go ahead and save certain weapons and attachments, so you can custom build a weapon, save it with its specific name, and then you can go ahead and go back and add that back into your game. Because in Call of Duty Modern Warfare, you can actually change your classes mid-game as well. So you don't have to be in the pre-game lobby like you had to be in previous Call of Duty titles, which is very handy too. So being able to change classes mid-game and being able to save certain variants of your weapons that you built allows you to switch out weapons mid-game very easily, which should take away the factor of needing extra custom classes. But for people in general, we don't usually just use weapons the same way. Sometimes people like to change the perks, or some people like to change the lethals or the tacticals. Some people like to mess around with the class setups that they have going on with specific weapons. So all in all, it just doesn't work with the system that they built this around. So custom classes was drastically needed. But my question here, my biggest issue with all of this stuff is, why did it take 2 months for them to even address that they're going to bring in extra custom classes? It's not like it took 2 months and they added it in, even though 2 months is a very long time, in my personal opinion, just to add some custom classes. But it took 2 months just for Infinity Ward to address, just for them to confirm that they understand that it's not enough custom classes. That is 60 days worth of time in this game that could have been spent on something more important. But as we all know, Infinity Ward went ahead and spent that time on something that could have been waited on. That's all this game has been so far. 2 months into this cycle, and what have we seen? Tons of nerfs to the M4 and the 725, and tiny bug fixes. That's all they have been working on with this title. They haven't mentioned anything about the hit detection, nothing about the servers, nothing about the meta. They don't care. It's not on their list of things to do. The only thing that they want to worry about is how much more money they can get back into this game. So their main issues, because they know that the noobs, the people who are going to hop on for 10-15 minutes to play this game, could give 2 craps if the hit detection is on point every 5 seconds, or if the servers are good. They're not going to notice. They're just playing for 10-15 minutes to get a couple of matches in, and then they're going to hop off and go on with their days. But a lot of the loyal fans, the people who purchase Call of Duty on a year-to-year basis, are the ones who are going to be pretty furious with these things. And you can definitely tell that Infinity Ward does not have those hardcore fans in mind while making Call of Duty Modern Warfare. They only have the super noobs, not the noobs, not noob players who are trying to get into the game, like the noobs, the people who literally do nothing on the social media about or follow anything that involves Call of Duty. Nothing. They purchase the game, they put it in their system for 10 minutes, they hop off, and they go to work, they hang out with their friends, they do whatever else. Nothing else. That's who they are focusing on at the moment with this game, because they're only worrying about fixing the tiny bugs and adding stuff into the store so they can get more money for this game. It's so sad, man. It's so sad to see a game that was poorly designed but has a pretty good foundation. Even though they built from the ground up around noobs, we can all pretty much agree that the gunplay, when it feels great, it's really good stuff. But this game has way too many large issues going on with it that for a lot of the hardcore players, they just can't go overlooked. We will see them no matter what. It's what we have to deal with on a day-to-day basis, because a lot of players Call of Duty is your favorite game. This is your favorite title. This is how you like to spend your free time. You play some Call of Duty. So a lot of you guys already know the main issues with this game, and to see it like 10 plus years later continuously happening in the same game is just mind-boggling. How with technology changing so drastically, you would think that devs would be able to perfect their titles and be able to perfect their games, but sadly it looks like it's still not going to happen. No matter how good technology is going to get, these games are probably still going to be poorly made by these developers. It's just how things go. But back to the main point of this whole commentary, the custom classes. 2 months is way too long. There was no need for them to go 2 months without even addressing custom classes. It was something that was in the game for such a long time. They went ahead and scrapped the prestige system, which was something that did not need anything or any work done to it. It was a perfect system. Flawless, honestly, in my personal opinion. It worked every single year. It was never an issue with the prestige system. Everybody knew it. Everybody knew how it worked. And I think personally, if they really wanted to change the prestige system, if they really felt the urge to twist this game up, they should have kept it a little bit more traditional compared to how they're just completely trying something new. They should have tried to keep the prestige system. Keep it where it's at, but change certain fundamentals about it. Maybe allow people to keep all their progression if they prestiged, but maybe give them a bonus if they decide to drop all their progression. Give them something, give them a reward for wanting to start fresh. You know, just spice up the current system. But for some reason, Call of Duty always has to innovate on their own game, but instead of innovating on what their game is and trying to improve what the core game already has, they just try to steal different things from different games and implement it into their game and say they're trying something new. It's the worst system in the world. But they went ahead, they threw out the prestige system, completely threw it in the trash, which they knew the custom class unlocks was connected to. And obviously they have to know that we're lacking custom classes. It didn't take them 2 months to figure this out. I mean, they designed this game, so they knew from the start, the get-go, that this game didn't have any custom classes in it. So they went ahead, stripped the prestige system, didn't give us custom classes, and they think this is okay? Custom classes was something that has been in Call of Duty games for a very long time. Call of Duty players have grown accustomed to prestiging and unlocking extra custom classes. It's just how things go. I don't really understand how they went ahead and designed this game the way they did, taking out all the core fun things about Call of Duty, and the minor things too, like custom classes shouldn't be a big deal. This should have been something that was so easy to fix, so easy to change, and so easy to bring to the table. It was no need for them to take this long to even address an issue like this, but they're too busy worrying about different issues that the community isn't even enraged about right now. Like I said, they're worried about tiny bugs and store fixes instead of worrying about the big picture here. Connection, servers, lag, hit detection, and now we're talking about the custom classes. All these things that could perfect this game should have been done much earlier than this current day, but they didn't do it. They just didn't care. But I'm going to be honest, I really didn't want this video to be completely negative. I wanted to try to be positive about it, but how can you be positive when it took them 2 months to address this? You know, it's like, I'm positive about it because this is something that I wanted to see. This is something that should have been in the game. This is something that I've been really craving. You know, something that finally Infinity Ward is fixing something in the game that I've been wanting to see. This is like, I would be equally happy if they changed the red dots on the mini-map or if they lowered the footsteps in the game. I would have the same happiness. So this is something nice right now. I'm happy that they're bringing in custom classes. It was really needed for this game. But 2 months, it just doesn't sit well with me. So how can I be happy about this? It took them 2 months to address something that was in every single Call of Duty game. It just shouldn't have taken 2 months. It should have just been in the game. It should have been in the game. Who play tested this? I asked this in almost all of my videos, and I will pay money to the man who finds, who play tested these games, so we can just have a questionnaire. All of us can just write down our questions about how they said this game was good. Because there's so many things. Maybe the playtesters didn't have anything to do with the custom class slots, and that's just all the development team. But let's be honest here, it's something that shouldn't have been done, should not have taken 2 months, just like how the red dots should be fixed. We're going to be saying this like 3 months from now. 3 months from now, when this game finally goes through its massive overhaul. It's going to, well, if it ever has an overhaul, I have a really strong feeling it's going to have the same thing that happened to World War II, where the devs are going to have to get, well, quote-unquote fired, but in actual reality, they just get relocated to another studio. New people come in, they fix the game, bam, it's pretty good again. I have the same feeling that's going to happen again with Modern Warfare. They're going to take out the main development team, bring in some new guys. They're going to bring back the mini-maps, quiet down the footsteps, bring dead silence as a perk, bring back more custom classes, which hopefully this development team right here is already doing. And then we'll be saying like 5 months down the road, oh, why couldn't this stuff happen any sooner? You know, it's the same thing. All of these things, mini-map, dead silence, footsteps, the custom classes, all of these things should have been done day one, before the game even shipped. But it didn't. And then 1 week goes by, 2 weeks go by, a month goes by, 2 months go by, and nothing is being addressed. Ridiculous. Absolutely. Honestly, I would be embarrassed if I was the head of the development studio for Modern Warfare, because this game is not really the best state right now. But thank you guys so much for checking out this video. It really does mean the world to me. If you enjoyed it, make sure you go ahead and leave a like. If you hated it, you can always dislike it as well, whatever you prefer. Also, if you're brand new to this channel and you enjoyed what you heard today, go ahead and subscribe and hit that bell notification button to be notified on all of my recent uploads. Also, if you just want to chat with me or see some behind the scenes clips, you can follow me over on Twitter at JbowenDaMan. And also, if you just want to catch me live streaming, I do that over on Twitch at JbowenDaMan as well. Thank you guys so much for checking out this video, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace out.